Alright, so, hey, Cream Puff. Nice to see, hey, nice to see somebody's here. Uh, so yeah, this is my super scuffed, not at all very well planned, first stream as a VTuber. Uh, yeah, so, my name is Rovkir Hexus. I've been around the internet for several years. I just haven't streamed in a long time. Most people call me Rov. I'm mostly active in Vebe's Discord, but most people there call me Rov. My Japanese friends call me Hexus, which makes it sometimes it's which talking with them in Discord has been fun. So yeah, my birthday is January 10th, which that's approaching rapidly, like way faster than I'm expecting. During the day, I am a machinist. I program, set up, and run CNC mills and lathes. Lately, we've had one part that's kind of ridiculous, but more on that later, at some point eventually in the future. Tech team is, I run the slides and stream for my church, so that has presented its own challenges, but nothing I can't handle so far. I am 5'9", so average height. 21 probably, as far as you're aware. As far as you're aware, I'm 21. And I say my Englishes are English and Japanese, but I would say my Japanese is more scuffed than normal. I mean, I spent a month in Japan, and I spoke Japanese most of the time I was there, so it's at least somewhat decent. And I can talk with my friends from Japan in Japanese over Discord, which is really cool. I may or may not know. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Cream Puff 2004. I'm trying to think who that would be. Anyway, so the other thing, which is part of the reason I'm starting to stream again. Oh, okay, hey! I was wondering, because I was like, oh, that's weird, I got a follower. I wonder who I've told about this. Oh, Mary, yeah. So, operating system, EndeavourOS. For the past... Let's see, when did I switch to EndeavourOS? Well, I switched to Linux back in, I think it was May 2019. And since then, I have been using purely Linux as my daily driver. The only time I use Windows nowadays is when something goes wrong at home on one of the computers, or I have to use the computer at work. And so far, everything has been pretty fine. The reason I use Linux is because Windows is not the most secure or private, and I do care about my security and privacy online. Linux has better capabilities than Windows in that department. Has that shown some challenges with gaming? Yes, absolutely. But soon a lot of those actually are going to be fixed with Valve's updates to Proton, which more on that later. So what do I like? I like grapple shotting with the Kraber and Titanfall 2, it's very satisfying when I can land those shots. very frustrating when I can't. I like puns, because I like especially puns that require knowledge of two or more languages. I've seen some clips between Olga from Hello Stars and forget if it was Iofi or Risu. No, it was Iofi, and Olga found some words in Indonesian that sound like other words in Japanese. So, I like new technology. For example, the Switch deck. I'm not necessarily excited for the deck itself, though that is impressive. I'm more excited about the Proton compatibility that it's going to bring to new games, because if Valve keeps their word, which I'm really hoping they do, we will have easy anti-cheat and BattleEye compatibility through Proton by the time the deck launches, is what they said. So as long as that happens, I will be probably playing Apex later. I like food and anime. I feel like that's almost a prerequisite for... I feel like liking anime is almost a prerequisite for being a VTuber. But I say I like anime. I haven't watched a whole lot lately. Probably be more accurate to say I like manga. Food is good. I like good food. I don't know who doesn't. If you don't like food, I don't know what you're doing, man. I like getting machining stuff fixed. I don't necessarily like fixing it. I like it when it is fixed. Riding my electric unicycle. So an electric unicycle is basically it's a self-balancing wheel. It just bounces forwards and backwards. Mine can go up to 30 miles an hour, which I've only wiped out twice. Once I was slowing down and the wheel started to wobble. Oh, that's normal. Psych, it's not normal because it started wobbling worse. Yeah, so then I wiped out. I was totally fine after that. Second time I wiped out was a little more, almost 2 months ago now, actually. I was going over a bump on the way home from work, and when I hit the bottom of the bump, I got thrown off my wheel and sprained my shoulder. So I started riding my wheel again this Sunday. And why? All right. So it's been good riding it again. I did get some more protection, so it's not just wrist, shoulder, knee pads, and a helmet. But it's been fun riding that. What I don't like is machinist math. Regular math I can do. That's totally fine. Machinist math is when I have to make an offset in the lathe, and I think, oh, okay, I'll just offset it this much. It should be this size then. I run a part, and then it doesn't offset. It doesn't change it as much as I thought it would. That's machinist math in a nutshell. Actually, I can give an example from today. I had to mill out some jaws to hold on to a part that we're doing, and basically it's a very simple job. All I have to do is mill off a certain amount of metal, and I moved it an amount, and it took off like 50% more than I moved it. Which, that's machinist math. I'm like, oh, okay, so I moved it this much, that means I should move it this much this time. I'm trying to avoid speaking in machinist terms, so it's easy to understand. Also, I don't like sleeping through my alarm because it gives me less time to eat before heading to work and prepping other stuff. I don't like wiping out on my electric unicycle. That should be pretty self-explanatory. Bad aftertaste. I don't... See, if food tastes good but it leaves a bad aftertaste, one, I don't know if that's actually good food. But two, it just lingers, and that's not fun. I also don't like improperly referenced scripture. So I mentioned before, I am on the tech team for my church, which that leads to its own challenges. But then, if I see improperly referenced scripture, I'm like, that's really not how that works, and it just bugs me. Slivers, those should be self-explanatory. I don't like stuff getting stuck in my skin. Crashing games are probably the most infuriating part of gaming, really, because like getting dunked on by other players, okay, fine, I can deal with that, because I can just load up another match. Usually, if I'm playing a PvP game, matches are short. No, I will not be playing League of Legends, and usually matches are short. I can just move on to the next game. It's totally fine. Crashing, that's what I'm currently learning is bass guitar, which I haven't practiced in a couple days, so I should really practice again. And drawing, which I've really been slacking on that, so I'm hoping that I can integrate that into my stream somehow to keep me on top of that. Next up, favorite media, so games, music, YouTubers, and manga and webtoons. Because like I said earlier, I say I like anime, but I haven't been watching a whole lot lately. But games, Titanfall 2 is absolutely my favorite. Titanfall 2 is absolutely my favorite shooter. Because the movement is so fluid. There's a couple things I would refine with the movement, but for the most part, it's the most fluid movement system I've ever had in a game. Danganronpa, I had a lot of fun with the first one. You spoiled one death for me, Cream Puff. Okay, that made me very upset, because that took all the mystery out of the fourth trial. Shame on you. Minecraft is a staple game. I enjoy modded Minecraft. It's actually really hard for me to play vanilla Minecraft nowadays. Splitgate, I've been playing quite a bit of that lately. It's very fun. Movement is just like Halo. A bit of balancing issues, but other than that, definitely a fun game. Slay the Spire, it's a fun game. I play it with mods, but yeah, solid game. I enjoy it. Forager, what a time sink. Holy crap, I get sucked into that game so easily. And it's a really simple game, but it's a lot of fun. Hades, also very fun game. That is until it started being weird on me. I don't know if that's a Linux issue, or if it's an issue with my controller, or if it's an issue with Hades. Sekiro, difficult, but not in a super rage-inducing way. I don't know how to describe it, but it's difficult, but I'm not... I don't get super salty about dying in Sekiro. Skullgirls is pretty much the only fighting game that I'm halfway decent at. Favorite music? Most of the stuff I listen to is in Japanese. If it's not Japanese, it's most likely either Result or Demon Hunter. Fake Type and Top M Hat Kill. Top M Hat Kill is the rapper of Fake Type, but Fake Type is an interesting sound. It's rap, like Japanese rap, but with like an electro swing music style, which I like electro swing, and I don't listen to a whole lot of rap, but TWHK, he hits yeah, I like his rap. And Result's rap. Result is a Christian rapper, very theologically solid. Demon Hunter was presented to me as a as a Christian metal band. So that's how I perceive them. I'm listening to their lyrics a little more. I'm not sure if they're actually Christian, but I can see how some of their stuff can be interpreted as Christian. And like I said, a lot of Japanese music, so Rail, Kratnus, Chogakse, and of course VTuber covers of songs. Favorite streamers and YouTubers, Smitty, they do Russian Badger. Those, I wouldn't necessarily recommend them all the time because of language, but they're hilarious. And the Do is excellent on guitar. Calliope Mori, I enjoy her music, even though I don't typically like rap. I do enjoy hers because it's I can understand the words for one. Rumo is actually a personal friend of mine who I met while I was in Japan, and then he started doing YouTube, and now he's doing pretty good on YouTube. He's got, I actually don't know how many subscribers he's got, but it's probably, I'm guessing, somewhere in the 1,500 to 2,000 range now, and he mainly plays Apex. Coefficient, I found him through some VTuber reaction stuff, and I still think it's hilarious how he's like, he started off and he's watching like, wow, I'm glad I'm not one of those simps. Fast forward 8 months and he is one of those simps now. 8-bit drummer, he's a very good drummer. Lots of energy. I like that I like his drum covers. I was actually interested in learning drumming at one point. Now I've decided to learn bass guitar instead. Sushi Ramen is a ball of energy, and he is incredibly creative too. I don't speak a whole lot of I can't say that I don't speak a whole lot of Japanese. I speak enough to get by, but Sushi Ramen is full of energy, is hilarious. He's got like his setups that he does are ridiculous. He likes pulling pranks on his grandparents. I think they were his grandparents. Yeah. Manga and webtoons. I am reading so many webtoons, like on the daily. It's actually a kind of a problem. But I'm currently reading quite the variety. Lots of the YLab stuff on webtoons. For manga, I'm reading there's a lot of different stuff, and it's not all. That's weird. Okay then. Alright, I don't know if that's a regular occurrence, but I noticed my stream frames dropped. Anyways. Let me think. Where was I? Webtoons, they're not all the same genre. I do like good, like, well-drawn action webtoons. But I do also read, like, Let's Play and Age Matters, alongside like Omniscient Reader, The First Hunter, Teenage Mercenary. There's a lot of there's quite the range in there. So that's a bit of a discrepancy, I guess you could say. And moving on, what are my goals? So my goals, one is to learn bass well enough to cover a song. Currently I'm working on covering Odo by Ado, which that'll be interesting. Currently I can barely do anything on bass, but I'm hoping to incorporate that into my streams at some point. Along with that, improve my Japanese enough to collab with JP content creators outside of Rumo. I would be very surprised if I didn't. If I wasn't able to collab with him at some point, probably on Splitgate or maybe Minecraft. Possibly. I don't know if he's down for that, but for sure Apex once I can play that. And then also the main reason I started streaming is to show Linux to show that Linux gaming doesn't actually suck, because there's a common misconception that Linux gaming sucks. It really doesn't. So I want to show that it doesn't suck. I might get shot in the butt with that, but we'll see. I have a more professionally made model and facial tracking. So for those watching this, I'm recording this. I'm gonna throw this on YouTube. For those that are watching this, and have seen like other VTuber models, you might be able to tell that yes, this model was made in Vroid by me. And my facial tracking can be a little bit better with what I'm using. I just have to do some calibration stuff. But I would like to have a more professionally made model and facial tracking. If this current facial tracking ends up not meeting my needs, like if I can get, for example, the I don't know what's it called, the iOS AR facial tracking, like what Girl DM has, because her facial tracking is impressive. It's very, very impressive. Yeah, if I could get something close to that, that would be pretty cool. But that would also require a better model, because Vroid models, while they're very easy to set up, not super high quality unless you're really good at art, which currently I'm not. So which I guess add that to goals, be good enough at drawing to, I guess, make a character sheet to send off and get more to have a more professionally made model. So yeah, this has been my super scuffed debut stream with very little actual content, I guess. but think I'm gonna end the stream here and maybe start up another one playing Splitgate or Titanfall 2. I don't know. I see there are 2 people watching. I don't know if there's anything you'd prefer to see, but I'm thinking probably either Splitgate or Titanfall 2. If either of you have a preference over the one or the other. But yeah, yeah.